following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, here we are again, folks. Seems this past week really flew by, and I just missed Wednesday by that much. I thought you might like to know after last week's show we got the good housekeeping seal of approval taken away from us. Now I want you all to relax and watch the show. I hope you'll think of it as a party and you're all invited. You know, the same kind of party you might have going at your house just before the police arrive. Now don't go away. Some fellow's going to come on here and tell you all about the show. And that gives me a minute to go backstage and slip into something comfortable, like a glass.
The Dean Martin Show, starring Jack Jones, Sid and Marty Krofft Puppets, Miss Peggy Lee, Shari Lewis, John Wayne, and Les Brown and his band of renown. Brought to you by
Send me the pillow that you dream on. Don't you know that I still care for you? Send me the pillow that you dream on. So, darling, I can dream on it too. Each night while I'm sleeping, oh, so lonely, I'll share your love in dreams that once was mine. Send me the pillow that you dream on. So, darling, I can dream on it too. I've waited so long for you to write me, but just a memory's all that's left for me. Send me the pillow that you dream on. So, darling, I can dream on it too. So, darling, I can dream on it too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, we've got a great show for you tonight. Jack Jones is here. Peggy Lee is here. Shari Lewis is here. John Wayne is due any minute. While he was driving down there, his car ran out of oats. That's what he gets for driving a Mustang. I want to say something nice about my sponsors. Wonderful people, always sending me things. This week, Laura Lard sent me a few cases of cigarettes. Admiral chipped in a couple of color sets. Colgate sent me a gift box of their products. And Hertz dropped a guy right down my chimney. And last week after the first show, all the sponsors got together and had a party for the cast. I had a wonderful time, I think. On the way home, a cop stopped me, said I was going over 75 miles an hour, but he was nice about it, didn't give me a ticket, just a warning. He told me to get a car, or get off the freeway. That's it.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Who there? Oh, well, hi, honey. How do I look?
Just perfect, as always, Mr. Martin.
Goodo.
There's just one thing. I think your lips need a little color.
Well, you say so. Get the makeup man. Makeup man.
Oh, Mr. Martin, why bother him? I can take care of it myself.
Avon calling. Wow. Say, looks like I may be tied up here a few minutes, so why don't you watch our chorus line? Sweetheart.
I'm only a bird in a gilded cage. Sing a tweedly, tweedly, tweedly dee, tweedly dee, tweedly da. I'm as happy as can be. Tweedly dee, tweedly da.
You make my heart go clickety-clack.
Tweedly, tweedly, tweedly dee, tweedly dee, tweedly da. Give it up, give your love to me. Tweedly-dot, 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 tweedly-dot. Gimme all the love you've got. I'm a lucky so-and-so. Hopper, honey, do. I'm gonna keep my eyes on you. Twiddly, 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 dum. Yeah.
Thank you, girls. Beautiful tweedly-tweedling there. Here's a chance to see if you can hold your breath for 60 seconds and let our sponsors do all the talking. You may think Granny Goose is a funny name. No, let's take it now. I'm happy you all tuned in tonight. And just to prove my appreciation, I'm going to do the nicest thing I can think of for you. Miss Peggy Lee.
Maybe he's not much, just another man doing what he can. But what does she care when a woman loves a man? She'll just string along all through thick and thin till his ship comes in. It's always that way when a woman loves a man. She'll be the the first one to praise him when he's going strong. Last one to blame him when everything's wrong. It's just a one-sided game that they play. Gee, but women are funny that way. Tell her she's a fool and she'll say, yes, I know, but I love him so. That's how it goes when a woman loves a man. Sam, well, he's great. Irving's a joy. Murray is wonderful, and Robert, oh boy. Jay is terrific. Philip's supreme. Danny's the most, and Frank is a dream. But I'm just wild about Harry. Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. He's sweet, just like chocolate candy, just like honey from a bee. I'm just wild about Harry. He's just wild about, cannot do without. He's just wild about me. But along came Bill. Who's not the type at all. You'd meet him on the streets and never notice him. His form and face, his manly grace are not the kind that you would find in a statue. But I can't explain. It's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's wonderful, because he's just my Bill. Well, all right, okay, you win. I'm in love with you. Well, all right, okay, you win. Baby, what can I do? I'll do anything you say. It just got to be that way. Well, all right, okay, you win. What are we waiting for? Well, all right, okay, you win. Baby, one thing more. If you're gonna be my man, sweet baby, take me by the hand. All that I am asking, all I want from you is just love me like I love you, and it won't be hard to do. Well, all right, okay, you win. I'm in love with you. Well, all right, okay, you win. Baby, what can I do? Anything you say, I'll do. As long it goes. When a woman loves a man.
Now I want to bring on one of the nicest guys in the whole world. We're just going to sit and talk and find out all about him. Ladies and gentlemen, my pal, everybody's pal, Mr. John Wayne. Let's get it. Well, here we are, the high and the mighty. You didn't get that right off, did you, huh? Now, hey, tell him, Duke, tell him your real first name, the real first name.
It's, Marion.
Marion. Isn't that beautiful? Hey, did any of your school chums in school, did they ever call you that?
One did once. He'd have been 58 tomorrow.
58 tomorrow.
Listen, I saw that show last week with, you and Frank Sinatra. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, well, we were lucky, too. With all that madness, we only had one casualty. The NBC Peacock slipped on an ice cube. That was the only thing.
Well, I was sailing over to Catalina. We watched your show on the Wild Goose.
I never rode a wild goose in my life.
Well, it's fun. You should try it.
Yeah?
It was on my boat. That's the name of it.
Oh, hey, I'm glad you watched the show, Duke.
Well, thank you. Everybody watched it. We had a school of fish looking in the porthole at it.
Well, that explains the family I got from a flounder. You know, I envy you, Duke, having a... You got to get these faster. These are funny. And I envy you, you know, having a big boat and a house by the ocean.
Well, we could be neighbors, Dean. If you'd move down there, there's plenty of houses for sale up on the cliffs with the ocean below.
That's just what I've always dreamed of. A house on the rocks with a little water on the side. Oh.
Well, that's exactly what I got. And every night I sit out on that patio and drink it in. The atmosphere.
Oh, the atmosphere. Oh.
Seriously, why don't you and Jeannie buy a house down at the beach?
My wife and I would love to, but we can't live near the water. Our Cocker Spaniel has sinus. You know, you've been making pictures about as long as I can remember.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
The first film I ever made, I think, had the fingerprints of Thomas A. Edison.
Hey, how did you really get into pictures? Tell me the whole truth. How'd you get into pictures?
Well, I've read so many fan magazine stories about it, I hardly remember the truth. Actually, I was going to school at USC and working part-time at Fox Studios in the property department. I worked for about 3 years and finally made enough money to quit school.
Just when I get the whole family watching, you got to admit you're a dropout. Huh?
Well, one day I was crossing a set carrying a table over my head and
You were carrying a table over your head?
Yeah.
I know the feeling. I had many a table over my head, and I wasn't carrying them.
Well, I've been under a few myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Raoul Walsh stopped me and said, I want to see you in the morning. Don't cut your hair.
Did you know then that he was a big director?
No, I thought he was a barber. Well, anyway, the next day he took a test of me, and so for 35 years I've been making pictures.
You know, one of the biggest kicks of my life was our first picture together.
Yeah, real bravo.
Oh, yeah.
He played the part of a drunken sheriff who had lost his nerve. Mm-hmm. And during the picture, I rehabilitated him.
Mm-hmm. And I'll never forgive you for that, either. You know, I like the one we just finished better, The Sons of Katie Elder.
Yeah, well, it's a story of the strong love of 4 sons out to avenge the death of their parents.
And we get along just like any 4 brothers would. I got a scene from the picture here, and all 4 brothers having our usual family breakfast. Watch this.
But anyway, you don't want to tag along with me after I've muddied the elder's name.
No, and that's for sure. This was Ma's, and now it's mine. I'm gonna get that guy. Who wants to come with me?
You're not going anyplace.
Oh, you're gonna try and stop me?
You bet I am. And that's for sure.
stood there and let him hit me.
Oh, kid.
Duke, you sure have done a lot of fight scenes in pictures.
Yeah, I've done thousands, but back in the early days, I wasn't known just as a fighter and a gunslinger. I was once known as Singing Sandy.
Singing cowboy?
Well, it was back in the 30s, and I was playing a cowboy, and the director thought it might be a good idea if every time I got mad, I start to hum.
Sounds like a natural.
Yeah, hum along Wayne. Well, it caught on, and the next picture I did 4 songs and played a guitar.
So you were the first singing cowboy, huh?
Well, I'll have to confess there was 3 of us. There was me, there was a fella that dubbed my voice, and there was a fella playing the guitar. I was really a trio.
You mean it was somebody else's voice and you never sang at all?
Only once, when they wanted to stampede their cattle.
Oh.
Well, anyway, these pictures gave Hollywood the idea for a singing cowboy, and that's when Gene Autry got started.
Gene Autry?
Yeah.
Too bad you 2 guys couldn't have made a picture together. Hey, how about them rough-riding cowboys, Marion and Gene? Hey, let's you and I do a song together now.
I just explained to you, Dean, that I cannot sing.
Well, you can hum. I'll tell you what, I'll get something going, and you just hum along. We'll share the action.
Okay.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. Don't overdo it. The west commences. Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Can't look at hovels and I can't stand fences.
The second half of the Dean Martin Show is brought to you by
Are you going out tonight after the show, Colette? Of course. My husband's picking me up.
Which one, darling?
Who cares? A husband is a husband.
No matter whose he is. Oh, I adore myself, I really do.
Cynthia, I've told you 100 times. Going out with a married man is like eating soup with a fork. All it gets you is the exercise.
Ooh la la. Isn't that Dean Martin the most romantic man you ever saw? Ooh. Oh, he's so cute. Whenever I think of him, I go from a size 36 to a size 38 in goosebumps alone. Well, simmer down, Ginger. If Dean is interested in anyone, it's me.
Oh, no chance, baby. You can't take a man with a taste for caviar and shove yogurt down his throat.
That's about all I'm gonna take from you, Colette, baby.
Well, you started it.
What do you mean I started it? Are you kidding?
When she's always started it.
All right,
No, I
let's
don't.
hold it down, girl. Now, come on. What is going on here?
Oh, it's Judy again, Dean. She's always trying to start trouble. Dean, they're all jealous because you look at me the way you do. How could you be interested in her anyway? She's got nothing, absolutely nothing upstairs.
Yeah, but she's got a beautiful stairway. Tell you that. Now, look, girls, just cool it because...
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Martin. Don't forget, girls, there's a rehearsal right after the show tonight. And Judy, baby, about your specialty number, I got 2 words for you. Be better.
Yeah. Now, what are you singing tonight, Judy?
Oh, it is a very romantic song she is singing, Dean.
Yeah.
It is a girl looking at her lover and saying, oh, je t'adore, mon chéri, parce que partout, là, pour toi, je suis contaminée. Tu peux tout, je te la cale, pour ton corps, je te cale de... Oh, I love you.
And what does that mean?
Well, the only way I can translate that is to bite you in the neck.
Oh, easy now, easy. Judy.
Oh, she's putting you on, Dean.
Yeah.
That's not the song I'm singing at all. I'm rehearsing the one you and I ran through yesterday.
Oh, I've got your number, Judy?
You think you've got Judy's number, Dean? Everybody's got Judy's number. Yeah, and they're dialing it, honey. Frequently.
All right, girls. Now, just calm down. Come on, Judy. I'll run it through with you.
Thanks a bunch.
I got your number. I know you inside out.
You ain't no Eagle Scout. You're all at sea.
We'll break the rules a lot. We'll be darn fools a lot.
But then why should we not? How could we not combine?
I got your number. I got the glow you got. I got your number. And baby, you know you got mine.
All right?
This is all right. Mucho caliente.
All right, girls. Stand by for Rudy Cardenas. He's just about the fastest act in show business.
our next guest is a dancer, actress, ventriloquist, puppeteer, and an author. Other than that, she's just like any ordinary girl who's won 4 Emmys in her television lifetime. Her name is Shari Lewis. Now, that's Shari Lewis. Shari.
Thank you, and Dina, I would like you to meet a friend of mine who is an expert in the field of folk singing, Professor Hush Puppy. Thank you, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Dean, I'd like to introduce myself proper-like. My name is Professor Hushpup. Yeah, that's right, folks. That name is Hush, with a capital...
Your speech, Professor Puppy?
Thank you. I'm going to lecture to you lucky people on the history of folk singing. Now, folk singers used to travel from town to town singing the news. And so their songs always contained itsy-bitsy bitches of news headlines in them. For example, one song that you all know... Oh, sure you know it, Dean. It's the one that goes dum-dum-dum-dum, diddy-dum, dum-dum, diddy-dum-dum. You know that dumb song. Anyway, that song used to tell of this tragic event. King Henry's wife, she has done him dirt, 'cause she sewed green sleeves on his yellow shirt. Now, another song that you all know is Pop Goes Louisiana, originally told about what had happened to a Lord and Lady Popples.
What? What'd you say? Lord and Lady Popples?
Sweetheart, if you can't hear from back here, why don't you take a seat? Now, that song went like this. Sorry. Affected by a terrible cold, a Lord and Lady Popples. It's hard to breathe, and I have been told, wheeze goes to Popples.
Professor Puppy, may I ask where you get your information?
No. Now, since these folks...
I just want to ask you one thing. What is your training?
I'm housebroken, if that's what you mean.
No, that's not what I mean. What do you know about folk singing?
Sweetie, I just wrote a bunch of folk songs about my buddy, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson is your buddy? Well, now, what does that mean?
That means...
Sorry, I don't understand. Do you or don't you know President Johnson?
As a matter of fact, I spend all my spare time at the LBJ Ranch with Linda Bird and Lady Bird. I tell you, I'm a regular bird dog.
Shall we sing?
Oh, Sherry, no, I think tonight you are going to sing alone. And while you're singing, can I play the piano?
Of course you can play the piano.
Oh, it's wonderful. I couldn't play the piano before.
Will you introduce me?
It would be my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Miss Shari Lewis. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, slow and 3 and 4 and away we go.
I'm Sherry, Sherry, Blueberry, Banana, Fennifer, Ferry, me, my Mary. Sherry, here's Tom, Tom, Ba-Bomb, Banana, Fennifer, Bomb, me, my mom. He's Tom, Dick, Dick, Bo-Big, Banana, Fennifer, Fick, me, my Mick. He's Dick, Harry, Harry, Blueberry, Banana, Fennifer, Ferry, me, my Mary. Harry, Tom, Dick, Harry, I'm a maid who would marry and would take double quick any Tom, Dick, or Harry, any Tom, Harry, or Dick.
Tom, Dick, Harry.
finna perform. Me, my mama, hey, John. Big, big, bo, big banana finna fix. Me, my mo make. Hey, Dick. Harry, Harry, berry, banana finna foofery. Me, my mo Mary. Harry, baby, baby, bo, AB, banana finna for AB. Me, my mo AB, maybe you and me, baby. I'm a maid match marry, and baby, you're my
Yeah. Thank you, Sherry. Thanks, sweetheart. 40 years ago, Walter Dare Wall was the light heavyweight wrestling champion of the world, and since then, he and his partner, Emmett Oldfield, have been one of the best vaudeville acts around. You don't have to take my word for it. I can prove it. Here are Wall and Oldfield right over there. Beautiful. Thank you, Walter. That was wonderful. I'm glad you're on the show, and thank you very, very much.
Thanks very much, Mr. Martin.
It was real great.
Thank you. Thank you again.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
Okay. And we're going to... We'll see you, Walter. Please. And thank you for... What are you doing? Walter, what are you, crazy? Pretty soon we're going to get milk. You know that. Walter, will you get me out of this? Will you let go of my hand? Hey, could you help me, please? I think I'm...
Well, I'll see if I can do anything about it.
And now, let's all have one for the road from Hertz. And it sure does. Oh, it hurts. We Americans are known for many things. Oh, sorry. I thought I would... could I have the playoff again, please? Nice and sweet, because this is... Oh, God. Oh, just had a bowl of bourbon and some crackers and ain't laying right. Yeah, hold it down. Could I have the playoff again, Les? Because we may not be back this way. Ladies and gentlemen, we Americans are known for many things. One is that we all try to keep up with the Joneses. That's not always easy to do, especially if you're a singer. And the Jones you're trying to keep up with is Jack. Let's listen to Mr. Jack Jones.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and stenciled with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things. Then I don't feel so. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things. Then I don't feel so bad. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your
How about that? Well, all I can say, Jack, that was good. A little too good. Just too good, pal.
Thank you, Dean. I hope you'll forgive me. I have a little cold tonight.
Yeah, well, I can see all your handkerchiefs hanging out to dry, so I figure you had a little cold or something. Now, let's get Peggy Lee out here, and the three of us can do it. Peggy! Peggy! Come on in, Peg. Hi, Peg. Hello, sweetheart.
Hello.
I see. Now, what would you like to sing, Peggy?
Well, how about a chorus of, I Can't Give You Anything But Love, Baby?
Anything but love. Les? Give her what she wants. Put her on my tab. I can't give you anything but love. Oh, baby, that's the only thing. Plenty of, baby.
Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find
Happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell. Oh, baby.
Diamond bracelets Woolworth doesn't sell, baby.
Till that lucky day, you'll know darn well, baby.
You sing it too good.
I can't give you anything but love. Dream a while, scheme a while.
We're sure to find
Happiness, and I guess all those things we're always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby.
diamond bracelets Woolworth doesn't sell, baby.
Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. Baby, I can't give you anything but love.
Yeah, love.
Thank you. Jack Jones, Miss Peggy Lee, Jack Jones. Thank you, sweetheart. Well, I just want to thank my pal John Wayne for being here tonight. And Duke, it was a big kick to have you here, and I'm real honored.
Well, thanks, Dean. I don't know what to say.
Well, just read the cards like anybody else does. What to say? I also want to thank Peggy Lee, Jack Jones, and all the other folks who stopped by tonight. Next week, come on back for Eddie Fisher, Abby Lane, Phyllis Diller, and Dave Clark Fifth. Five. Well, Duke, I better get going. My wife's waiting in the car, and she gets impatient. See what I mean? Tooting the horn already, you know?
Well, there's mine. She must be double parked.
Well, come on, Duke. Join me in the theme song, huh?
Everybody loves somebody sometime. I told you it'd sing. Everybody